Hello and welcome, my dear students, to my channel Mathematics Made Easy. This is Ms. Ruchika welcoming you again to my revision series for your coming math exam. For today's session for grade 10 advance from the EOT Hakel for term 3, we are going to cover module 3 revision. From your EOT, this is learning objective 15 to 18 that we will try to cover. If the video becomes too much long, then I will make another part of it. So let's get started with the first learning goal, which is learning objective 15, factorize polynomials. So before we start with part 1 of the revision series for module 3 for grade 10 advance, a gentle reminder to please like, share and subscribe to the channel if the video is helping you, because it serves as a good motivation for me to make more and more videos, and also share with all your grade 10 advance friends from another schools also, so that they can also benefit and revise and study and practice for their coming math exam. With that and best wishes, we will start today's session with the first question. So to begin with, in this session, we are going to be covering lesson 3.2, solving polynomial equations algebraically, and we will start with factorization. Now, before we go to the question, I would like to humbly request and remind you that there is a big formula sheet for this lesson 3.2 that you need to learn and memorize so that you are able to solve. In the exam, you don't get the formula sheet for math, so it's better that you learn the identities, the algebraic formulas, so that factorization becomes easy for you. And again, factorization, algebra, finding the rational roots, all of these lessons for module 3 is more about learning the formula and doing a lot of practice. The more you will practice, the easier this module will become for you. So quickly I will share with you the list of all the formula sheets that you need to learn. The first is sum of two cubes. The second is difference of two cubes. I will give you some few shortcuts that will help you to learn. So first of all, sum of two cubes. Cubes means the power is 3. So if you see, power is 3 and it is sum of two cubes. 2 means there are going to be two terms. As you see, the first term is a to the power 3, the second term is b to the power 3, and we are calculating sum, so we are trying to add. So there is addition. So a cube plus b cube. This is sum of two cubes identity. What is the expansion? You will use it for factorization. So remember, if the sign is positive, it will be positive in the first bracket. So the first term is a plus b, and the second term is a square minus ab plus b square. So remember, there is opposite sign. So if it is plus here, it will be plus in the first bracket and negative in the middle term. Also, please don't confuse, there is only minus AB, not minus 2AB like the previous identities. Next is difference of two cubes. Difference means subtraction. Of two means two terms and cubes means power. So the only difference here is for the two terms with power 3, there is now a negative sign. So if it is negative, means difference, you will have negative in the first bracket, a minus b, and for the middle term plus ab, it will be positive sign. So this is how you remember. If you learn one of the identity, the other one becomes so easy for you. Okay, so I will write it now here, the shortcut. So sum means addition of 2 means two terms, cubes means power 3. So put two brackets, one small, one big. Then difference of two cubes means subtraction, negative sign, again put two brackets. Now the easy way, the first term is a, the second term is b. For sum, it will be plus sign. For difference, it will be minus sign. That's how you do it. Then you reduce the power of 3 by 2. So a square, b square. A square, b square, this is same term, both have positive sign. Now the only difference in the sign will come from here. So if it is positive, take opposite, product minus ab, take opposite, product plus ab. That's how you remember. Okay. Now this formula sheet from lesson 3.2 from your math book is very, very important. So when you get in your ministry exam, the factorization question, you have to see the number of terms. You have to decide which factoring technique you will use. It's not that all questions on factorization will be solved using the same formula or the same method. No, you have to do a lot of practice till you get confident how to solve it. So for example, I will explain this table and then finally you have to learn it before your exam if you want to get good marks for factorization. So this is formula 1, 2, we are just numbering and then we will try and learn it. Okay, so first of all, you have to see if there is a common factor. So any number of terms you have, if you see the GCF, a common factor in the 2, 3, 4, whatever terms, you take it outside. Okay, like this one in the first. Then if you have exactly two terms, then there is a set of identities that you can use. Number one, either you can use difference of 2 square. Difference means subtraction, a square minus b square. Now remember, how will you remember this? Difference subtraction of 2 square. Square means power 2. There will be two brackets, one positive, one negative. A and b are the two terms, one positive, one negative. Even you can change the order. Yeah. So that's difference of two squares. This I already explained you in the previous slide. Sum of two cubes, difference of two cubes. So one out of these three identity will help you if there are exactly two terms. The first question that I will do in the next slide will use one of these identities. So that time I will explain you how to use. Okay. Now, if the number of terms is 3, that means either you have to use the algebraic identity a plus b whole square or a minus b square if it is perfect square. Perfect square means like number 49, it is the square of 7, right? Like number 25, it is the square of 5. If you see perfect squares, you will use this two identity. But if you don't see perfect square, like a general trinomial, then you can either use sum and product method, which I've many times explained in the class, or you can also use factorization like this. Okay. And the most important and the most tricky one is when you have so many terms, like you see a big polynomial where you see like 6, 7, 8, many terms, 4 or more. Okay. In that method, you always have to use grouping, or sometimes it is called regrouping. So we will be solving questions very shortly on all of these methods. Okay, so important, you have to learn it before the exam for this module. If you don't learn it, factorization becomes very difficult. Okay, so let's start solving the question. Now I will explain you one by one how to decide which identity from the formula sheet you use. Step 1, look at the power. What is the power? 3 means cube. What is the sign? Negative. So can I say difference of cubes? This identity will help you for question 1. Yeah, what is the identity? Let's write again. We have already seen it in the previous slides. A cube minus b cube is a minus b, and the second bracket, which is the bigger one, a square b square minus ab. So I'm going to use this identity for this question. For that, we have to put it in perfect cube method. So use your calculator, use smart shortcut. 8 and 27 are perfect cubes of which number? 2 and 3, right? C I can put in the bracket, power is 3 cube. Similarly, here D power is cube. So this is how I put. So this is my first term A, which is here, and this is my second term B. Always remember, put brackets. These brackets are very important, so I'm just putting them again with black color. Now I'm ready to use identity. I can use difference of cubes now. So it will be A minus B. How much is A? 2C, which is inside bracket. Second term is 3D, which is inside bracket. So this is the first bracket. Now we go to this. For the second one, now I have to change the bracket because there will be double brackets. So I'm now putting square brackets. A square means 2C square. B square means the second term 3d square, and in the middle what is the sign? Negative. So be careful. 2c multiply with 3d. Now one common mistake which girls or boys do, the mistake is you see this negative sign, you see this negative sign, and maybe you will put negative sign here also, make it positive. No, be careful, put brackets, whatever is the sign, you take it as it is and don't make sign mistake. So the final and the correct answer for this question after opening the power, so 2c whole square, use calculator, square of 2 is 4, so 4c square, square of 3 is 9, so 9d square, and you multiply 2 with 3, 6cd. So this is the final factor answer for this question. Okay. Again, let's do one more. Question 3 I'm going to do now. You will try question 2, 4 and 6 yourself. I will do these three. Now a8 minus a square b6. Even though there are two terms, we know either difference of cubes or difference of square, one of the identity will be used. But if you see here, there is a common factor. So we have to take GCF before. So here a is power 8, here a is power 2. Always remember, when you take common factor, you take minimum power outside. So I will take a2 outside, inside a6 minus b6. Now do you know any identity for power 6? Did you learn it? No, right? So we have to change it. Either we can change it to power 3 or power 2. Both are okay. So let's change to power 3 because I can then use the identity difference of cubes, which I just write here. This one, I want to use this. So I will change, see how. A6, I will make A3 power 2 because 3 times 2 is 6. So I can change B also in the same manner. Is it okay? Yeah, I make it like this. Now, a square outside as it is, inside let's see what happens. Now look carefully. The power outside is 2. This is the first term, this is the second term. So it's like a square minus b square. I will write here quickly, I will remind you. So if I want to apply difference of square identity, then it will be one positive, one negative. So I'm going to apply it here with this term. So what is inside? A cube plus b cube, one with positive and one with negative. Now, can I use one more identity here? This one, same. So one more step will give us the final answer. A cube plus b cube. I write here, and even just want to write one more thing. I can use identity for this step also, right? A cube plus b cube. So let me write here. The difference in a cube plus b cube is of the sign. So if it is positive, it will be positive here, and here it will be changing the sign. So I will just do it 1 minute. So yeah. So we will just see because it is positive here, here it will be negative. Because it is negative here, here it will be positive. So yeah, this sign has to be positive. One sign mistake was there, so we will just change it. Okay, all positive. Yeah, so now we are ready to apply here. So I will replace directly the formula. So for a cube plus b cube, I will use this. For a cube minus b cube, I will use this. So what is the final answer? A plus b times a minus b. It is coming from these two and then this also. So a square minus ab plus b square times a square plus ab plus b square. So this is going to be the complete factorization for question 3. Now let's look question 5. Sometimes you may get a question where the polynomial cannot be factorized. You cannot apply any identity. In that case, you will write it as prime. For example, this question. Look at 18, look at 5. Are they perfect squares, cube, 6 power? No, they don't have any common factor. So because they don't have any common factor, I cannot factor it. So therefore, I will just say it is prime, not factorable. So this kind of question can also come. Now as a homework, try question 2, 4, 6. I will show you the answer key towards the end of this video for these questions. Okay, now we solve questions 7 to 10. Now, if you see all of these questions and you count the number of terms, it is more than 4. So as per the table, as per the formula sheet, which I show you before and explain, whenever there is 4 or more terms, you will use the method of grouping or regrouping. So let me do question 7, then you can try question 8 and I will show you the answer key towards the end of the session. Okay, so look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 terms. So we will use the method of grouping. In method of grouping, we collect the like terms together in brackets and then we find the common factor. So for example, look here carefully at all the terms and decide how we take the common factor. Look carefully, gx square minus 3hx square and gfx square. What is common? Can you see clearly? I will just change color and show you. So there is x square, x square, x square in all of these 1, 2, 3. So I will take them together. Let me write gx square minus 3hx square plus 6fx square. Why did I put them together in the bracket? Because they have a common term x square, which is in all three of them, and I can take that common in the next step. Now the remaining three terms I will see and see what is common. So if I change the color, minus 6fy square minus gy square in this one. As you can see, y square, y square, y square is common. So I will now write them together in another bracket. And if you observe, there is negative sign. So be careful. I'm putting the negative sign also. for these two, and now in the next step I can take common factor. So I will take x square outside. What is left? G minus 3h plus 6f. And here if I take the negative also outside because of the two terms having negative sign, and then y square, I am left with g minus 3h plus 6f. Now if you see the same bracket, this term and this term is same. So the moment you see same, it means your answer is correct. You have not made any mistake. So let's take g minus 3h plus 6f common, and what is remaining is x square minus y square. Now I can also factor one more step and use the identity a square minus b square. So it will be two parts, one positive, one negative. So one is x plus y, one is x minus y. So this is the final answer for the factorization. Let's try one more question just to make it easy for you. So I will do now question 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 terms for question 10. So let's see what all we can take common. So this has x, this has y, cannot take common. This has x, this has x, can take common. This also has x. So I will take this, and this together. Let's see what is the remaining part. This has y, this also has y, and this also has y. So I will make two brackets, one with x, one with y. Let's write the term 8x5. I hope you're able to understand how I'm doing the grouping and regrouping, how I'm putting the brackets. It's very, very important to identify, and if you will be doing it correctly, you will get to know by the common term. Okay, now we will take the common term. So what is common here? X to the power 5, x to the power 4, x to the power 3. So as I told you, whenever you have to take the common factor, you always take the minimum power. So x to the power 3. Now look at the number 8, 80, 200. All of them have 8 common. So I can take 8 outside. So what are we left with? Let's see. From x5, I take x3. So x2 is left. From what should I multiply to 8 to get 80? 10. From x4 I take x3, 1x is there. And plus what should I multiply to 8 to get 200? You can use your calculator to simplify, it will be 25. Yeah. Now come to the second bracket. There is negative sign, so I take negative outside. Now first look at y. Y3, y3, y3. So easy, I take y3 outside. Now number I cannot take common because here it is minus 25, here it is minus 10, but here it is only 1. So I will only take minus y3 outside. And let's see what is inside the bracket now. So it will be y3 should be multiplied to 25 to get this. This should be x square because y3 is already out, and here it should be 10x. Now see, are the terms same? X square, 10x, 10x, 25, 25. So that means your answer is correct. So I can take x square plus 10x plus 25. Why I did not write like this? Because this is standard form, so better to write. Now what is left here? 8x cube minus y cube. Can I apply identity for this part? Because I have already explained to you in the previous slide the identity a cube. I will write here. A cube minus b cube is a minus b. This is difference of cubes. Identity. I'm writing again a square b square, and when it is negative, sign change positive. So I will use this identity for this part. So how can I write? See, this is already in cube. Now 8 is the cube of 2. So I can replace as the first term like 2x cube minus y cube, and now apply this identity. So the final answer for this question will be, let's do the simplification. And also even for this one, see, x square, this is perfect square. It is the square of 5. And what is this? 2 times 5 times x. So I can use for this part also a plus b whole square, right? Where the first term is x, the second term is 5. So if I now do the final factorization, for the first one, it will be perfect square x plus 5 whole square. For the second one, it will be a minus b, so 2x minus y. And this last term, which is the square, so it will be 4x square, and this will be y square, and in between plus a times b, so it will be 2xy. Yeah, so this is going to be the final answer. Okay. Now, this is how grouping and regrouping works. It's very, very important. Try question 9 yourself in a similar manner along with question 8, and I will just show you the answer key in some time. So as promised, here I am showing you the answer key for the questions I gave you like homework to try yourself from learning objective 15 on factorization. So the answer key for question 2, 4 and 8 is given here. Please check your answers and let me know in the comment section if you got them correct. So just I want to show you what kind of multiple choice question can come. So for example, the question that we call solve question 7, A, B, C, D, there are 4 options. You have to choose the correct one. So don't get confused looking at the option. Do your steps properly. See, even though it is a multiple choice exam, for questions on factorization, no calculator shortcut will work. So you have to do it in a rough sheet. You have to solve it yourself. Use the right identity, use the correct method like grouping, regrouping, or factorization, and then give your answer. So choose your answer correctly. Don't make guesswork. So for example, here the answer is A. Now tell me in the comment section what answer did you get for question 8. So moving forward to learning objective 16, find all the rational zeros of the polynomial function. Now we are going to understand the formula sheet for next part, which is quadratic form. So in your ministry exam, you may get some identities where you need to use the quadratic form. Always remember the formula AU square plus BU plus U. So what will you do? Even if you get a question like this, look here. This is actually the first question of this learning objective. I'm just trying to explain you. If you get a question like this, what is the maximum power? What is the degree? 4. So don't get confused. Oh my God, how can I solve 4? How can I get the 4 solutions or 4 zeros? It is too much difficult. No, you have to use for such question quadratic form. So what you will do, you will change your variable from x to you will make it into quadratic form. Imagine quadratic form, I want to repeat, always has degree 2. So you will change this degree 4 to degree 2. You will solve the quadratic form. You may use discriminant, you may use quadratic formula, you may use factorization, any method, and then give your answer. Okay, so always remember this is the formula for quadratic form AU square plus BU plus C. You will change the variable. You will solve this quadratic form for U and then you will solve for X. So this method is called change of variable or quadratic form. Let's see the question for LO16 now. So let's solve now the quadratic form questions. These are from learning objective number 16. I will be doing question 22 and 24 for you, and I would want you to try 23 and 25 also. In a similar way, we will also see in the next slide how to do this as a multiple choice question. So first of all, how do you know this is a question in quadratic form? Look here. Here the power of x is 2, here the power of x is 4. Whenever it is double or you see a higher power like 4, 6, 8, whenever the degree is like this and there are 3 terms, you will know this is a question on quadratic form. That's very, very important. So in this one, we will change the variable. From x, we will change to u. So can I write x to the power 4 as x to the power 2 whole square plus 6 times x to the power 2 plus 5. So what can I replace with? You see here x square, both are same. So we will replace u as x square. In place of x variable, we will change the variable and make it u. So what will this equation become? The question, it will become u square plus 6u plus 5. Now is this quadratic equation? Does it have degree 2? Yes, but now it is in variable u. So we will try to factor it, we will try to solve it and get our answer. So I'm going to use here the method of sum of roots and product of root. You can also use quadratic formula. Both will give you the same answer. I hope you remember quadratic formula. I will just quickly write here in case you have forgotten. So to do the factor part of quadratic form, you have to use either the quadratic formula or you can also use sum and product. So what I'll do is question 22 I will do using sum and product, and question 24 I will use quadratic formula so that you know both. Okay, I will write quadratic formula when I do question 24. Okay, let's do sum and product. So sum of roots, sum means addition, is equal to the middle term 6, and product of roots, which is equal to the product, is equal to the last term 5. So what two numbers should I multiply that I get 5 and I add I get 6? Can I choose the numbers as 5 and 1? Just check. 5 multiply with 1 is 5, 5 added with 1 is 6, so it works. So can I say the two roots or the two factors will be 5 and 1? Yeah. So this is my solution. So from here, if I use zero product property, u plus 5 is 0, so u is minus 5 and u is minus 1. Now there is negative sign, and what is the value of u? What did I choose u? See, when we say solve the equation means we have to find the value of x, not u. Till now we only get the value of u. So now we will put back the value of u so that we can get our x. So what I'm going to be doing, I will put the value of u equal to x square equal to minus 5 and the value of u equal to x square equal to minus 1, because we want to give the answer as the value of x. We want to solve to give the value of x. So if you look at this equation, x square equal to minus 5, we need to give x, so we will take square root. So square root of minus 5 and here square root of minus 1. Now you know this is going in complex, because you know in complex number iota square is minus 1 or iota is the square root of minus 1. So can I say from this equation we can get two values, plus minus I plus minus iota, and from here I will get x equal to square root 5i. Now because it is square root, it will have both positive and negative, and because the degree is 4, it will have 4 solutions. So I will put plus and minus both. So the 4 solution final are plus I, minus I, plus square root 5i and minus square 5 root I. So these are the 4 solutions. We have given the answer in terms of x. Now let's write quadratic formula so that we can solve. Quadratic formula is given by the formula minus b plus minus square root of 2 d over 2a, where d is what? D is your discriminant. Discriminant is the value of b square minus 4ac. So this quadratic formula also you can use to solve the question. Let's use for question 24. Now for question 24, again, how do you know you have to apply quadratic form? Because you look at the power x2, x4, so it is double. Okay. Now before I convert to quadratic form, I can divide the whole equation by the common factor. See, all numbers 4, minus 14, 12, these are even numbers. So I can write 2 times 2x4 minus 7x2 plus 6 equal to 0, and I can divide by 2. When I divide by 2, the equation reduces to this form. Now I can convert to quadratic easily, just like previous question. So I will take u as x square. So the equation becomes what? 2u square minus 7u plus 6. Now see, we are going to compare it with au square plus bu plus c. This is your quadratic form. So what is the value of abc? Let's find out. A is 2, b is minus 7, c is this. So I will write here a is 2, b is minus 7, c is 6. So I'm doing the other method also. Now I'm going to use quadratic form. So first I will find discriminant. Discriminant is b square minus 7 square minus 4 times a times c. So just use your calculator, save your time, put the value of abc. This will come 49 minus 48 equal to 1. So discriminant value is 1. Okay, it's positive. Therefore, there will be real roots. Now, I put in this formula minus b over this. So let's see what we will get. Yeah. So b is minus 7. So minus of minus 7 will give you positive, plus minus square root of 1 over 2a. A is how much? 2. So if I just solve this, I will put it here because there is less space. So 7 plus minus 1 over 4. So what are the two roots? Let's break. So 7 plus 1 is 8 divided by 4. So 1 is 2. And 7 minus 1, 6 divided by 4. So that's 3 by 2. So this we have got the value of u. Okay, so value of u is u equal to 2 and u equal to 3 by 2. But in the question we need to find x. So we will put back here. So how much is x? X is square root of 2 plus minus, because I now take square root. The reason is u equal to x square. This is 2 solution and square root of this. So that will be plus minus square root 3 by 2. So what are the 4 solutions final? Let's write the answer. So the 4 solutions are plus square root 2, minus square root 2, plus square root 3 by 2 and minus square root 3 by 2. So this is how you do. This time I have done the factorization using quadratic formula. So if the same questions are asked for you in MCQ or multiple choice, this is how it can come. If you look at the options, they are quite confusing, so don't get confused. You have to do all the steps. You may use calculator for shortcut, but if you don't write all the steps in the rough sheet and you don't practice, then you will choose the wrong answer. So if I look at question 22, we have just solved it in the previous slide and our answer came plus minus I and plus minus 5i. So which one option? See, they're so confusing. So choose the correct one. So plus minus I and plus minus 5i, which one? Yes, you are right. B is the answer. For question 23, I want you to try and put it in the comments what answer you get, and we will check with the answer key towards the end of the session. Okay, so let's solve this question now. Here, if you see the numbers 24, 14 and minus 3, there is no common factor. So we can directly proceed by replacing x square as u. So let's do that. So this will become 24. This is x4 means x square whole square. So it will be u square plus 14u minus 3 equal to 0. So we are directly changing the variable from x to u. Now if you compare au square plus bu plus c equal to 0, what are your ABC? Let's find. So ABC, A is 24, B is 14, C is minus 3. Be careful of the sign, don't make a silly mistake, otherwise the answer will become wrong. Now if you want, you can use your calculator to use the shortcut. So u will be minus b plus minus square root of d over 2a. This is the formula. Before we do this, let's find discriminant. Discriminant is b square minus 4ac. Use calculator so that you get correct answer. 14 square minus 4, 24 times minus 3. So what is this value? Let's find out. So it's going to be a big number. So 14 multiplied with 14, that's going to be 196. And negative negative will become positive. So it will add up. Okay. So 24 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 3 going to be 288, and to 288 you add 196, so this big number will become 484. Okay, now this is the value of d. We will try to find square root of d. That means square root of 484. It will give us two values, both positive and negative. So you can use your calculator to find the square root of this number. It will come 22. So now we are ready. We can put it here in this place. So the value of u will be minus b. Minus b means minus 14 plus minus 22 over 2a. Simplify what it will be. So now I'm breaking it into two parts, one with positive sign, one with negative. Denominator is 48 minus 14 plus 22 and minus 4 minus 22. Okay, find the two values. You may use your calculator to save your time. So 22 minus 14, that's going to be 8. So this is 8 over 48. This one, if you see the negative sign, it will become 22 plus 14, that's going to be 36. So minus 36 over 48. Simplify, cancel the common factor. So your value of u finally will be 1 by 6 and the value of u will be minus 3 by 4. Now this is the value of u. In this question you have to solve for x. You need to find x. So we are going to come back to this equation. That value of u is x square and take the square root. So if I replace u with x square, then the value of x is going to be square root of 1 by 6. Again it will be both signs, plus and minus, and but this time there is negative sign here. So when I take square root, I hope you know that iota will come. So square root of minus 3 by 4 will give you plus minus iota square root 3. 4 is a perfect square of 2, so this. So what is your final four answers? Plus 1 over 6 minus 1 over 6 and plus square root 3i over 2 and minus square root 3i over 2. One more thing, you can also rationalize this one because you don't write square root in the denominator. So even this and this are also correct answer. How do you do it? If you don't know, one I will for you. So square root of 1 is 1. So 1 over square root of 6. So you don't write square root or radical sign in denominator. So you multiply up and down with square root of 6. So the answer is square root 6 over 6. Okay, this is the plus, and this one similarly minus will be minus square root 6 over 6. That's why they give this as the answer. Okay, this is the answer key. In a similar way, I want you to try question 25 and question 26. This is how the multiple choice question will be asked in your exam. I really want to know, have you understood this part of quadratic form? And if yes, do type in the comments the answer that you get for these two questions. I will check it for you. So this is all for this session. The video has become a bit long, so I will be covering the second part in the next video. So coming up for you is module 3 revision for EOT part 2 of the video, in which we are going to cover learning objective 17 synthetic division and learning objective 18 Descartes rule of signs. So stay glued to the channel. Make sure you like, share and subscribe, and you hit the notification button so that you don't miss the videos that are coming up for you. Until then, this is Mr. Chika signing off from today's session. See you in my next video. Bye students, and all the best for your grade 10 exam.